and welcome back to Rupy's Break from Reality, where you join me at a rather ungodly hour. It is 5:30 in the morning, yet another early start. I'm supposed to be on holiday, but the reason I've got up so early is because I'm about to go on a day trip to the DMZ, or the Demilitarized Zone. Technically I should say DMZ, but it just doesn't quite sound the same. Yes, I'm going to the DMZ, the DMZ. Might as well fit in with the normal convention. So I'm just waiting for my pickup, and then I'm going to, I suppose technically one of the most dangerous places on earth, because North Korea and South Korea are still technically at war, and the Demilitarized Zone is the border between the two. It also happens to be, Brucey bonus, a James Bond location. Not that the scene was actually filmed there, but it was set there. Again, Die Another Day. So after the post-credit sequence, when Bond is released by the North Koreans, he walks along the Freedom Bridge, or a representation of the Freedom Bridge, and I get to see the real one. It's very exciting. Can't wait, frankly. Oh, by the way, that's my hotel. And welcome back to Rupy's Break from Reality, where I'm nearly at the DMZ, the Demilitarized Zone. I think behind me might be North Korea, or certainly part of the DMZ. But rather interestingly, just there is a theme park. A theme park. It's like a Super Viking ride and like a little go-kart track. This really is a tourist attraction. This behind me is the Freedom Bridge, which, well, has been used, or was used for North Koreans to defect to South Korea, historically, and for prisoner transfers. And for the purposes of this video, it was also recreated in Die Another Day. And this is where James Bond was swapped for Zhao, just in the post-credit sequence of an otherwise disappointing James Bond film. But that is the actual Freedom Bridge. That's where the spy swap would actually have occurred, if it hadn't been, like, destroyed and decommissioned. Cool, though. So that behind me is the Freedom Bridge. And on the other side of that bridge is North Korea. It's amazing to think that we're still, or that this is still technically an active war zone. I think it's as close as I've ever got to a war zone. I think it's probably about as close as I'd ever like to be to a war zone.
Number 1. This national road number 1 connected all the way to North Korea, Sinuiju City. When we held the Winter Olympic in Pyeongchang, that time from the North Korea getting through this road, getting down the athletics, and through the Gorasan station, some cheerleaders, governors getting down and get back. So we just direct from here, directly 8 kilometers, that's the Panmunjom Joint Security Area. But this Panmunjom tour not open to the public yet after COVID. Especially these two countries' relationship is not that good. In the middle there's a border, so they're not open to the public yet. So we are going to DMZ tour, that's the third tour and observatory. We will make a left turn. Also this card post no, we can take photo. So first, this bus today, we're going to the third tunnel first.
So, as you can tell from the sign behind me, I'm actually in the DMZ now, or the Demilitarized Zone. So, This is a zone that is between North and South Korea and separates those two countries. The area is filled with landmines, approximately 2 million or so. Actually, although some of them have been removed, there's still about 1.5 million remaining, which makes it a remarkably dangerous area. And the particular bit that I'm in right now is, as you may or may not be able to make out on that sign, is an area called the Third Tunnel. So what was discovered in the 70s and onwards was that the North Koreans had been building a series of tunnels which would have allowed them to transport significant numbers of troops and weaponry through the tunnels from the north to the south, and to reach Seoul within about an hour with a very heavily armed force. Where I am is the third tunnel, and the reason I'm looking a little bit dishevelled and a little bit out of breath, or sounding a little bit out of breath, is because frankly I am. Because what we've done is we've just walked down the third tunnel right up until the MDL, which is actually the border between North and South Korea. So I've not gone through, so I've not gone into North Korea, but we've gone right up to the border. The tunnel is 73 meters down. That's a long way. And so there's a 350 meter slope to get you down the 73 meters fairly quickly, and then there's a 300 odd meter walk to the MDL. The tunnel in total is about 1.6 kilometers. We didn't do all of that because you can't, because it's blocked off. Very impressive, very claustrophobic. The tunnel is 2 meters tall, but because of all the reinforcements, most of the way it's about 1.5 meters. So I've done most of it like this, which I appreciate doesn't look that great on video. Everyone has to wear a hard hat, no cameras or anything allowed, so I couldn't take any pictures, but I will show you a little schematic. And that dude picking his nose is one of New Zealand's finest, who currently lives in Sydney. Matt, say hello to my 42 subscribers, 42 and counting.
Both of them. Wow, that's amazing. Hello everybody. We're having a great time here at the DMZ. That's really interesting. You should come here. Absolutely. What do you think?
But don't get left behind.
Don't get
apparently,
left behind. Bad news.
From this point onwards, if anyone is missing, no one in the coach can leave.
That's true. Yeah.
So we were going to leave Chris behind, but we decided, we decided that actually we all want to get back and get some proper food and whatnot. Anyway, that's enough for us. I think we need to get on the coach. So, more from the Dora Observation Centre, where we'll be able to look into North Korea. Might even catch a glimpse of a North Korean soldier. I'll say hi if I do. So, welcome back. That behind me is North Korea. It's about as close as we're going to be able to get without doing a full James Bond. So we know how that works out for him, Die Another Day. But it really is quite remarkable. One of the most heavily militarised areas in the world is right behind me, and it's a tourist destination. Just to give you an idea of how popular a tourist destination, all of those people have binoculars and are pointing into North Korea. Really good. What I'll be able to do is take a video, or show you a video, of the two countries' flags, the North Korean and the South Korean flags. The North Korean flag is 160 meters tall. The South Korean flag, they stopped the flag war at 98 meters. Still sounds like overkill to me, but you know, it is what it is. It's very impressive though. There's the South Korean flag. And the North Korean flag.
జెండా కనిపిస్తుంది మధ్యలో జెండా కనిపిస్తుంది